Hello beautiful people of YouTube, my name's Leo with Super Tech. Today I'm actually bringing a video with regards to this Xbox One X, white Xbox One X that I decided to purchase on OfferUp for 45 bucks. The gentleman was selling it actually for 50. I was able to negotiate to 45. We both agreed on the price. He honestly did not know what could be wrong with this Xbox console. He stated that it was given to him and he did not know if it actually works or if it needed repair and possibly even used for parts. So today we're going to see if we can actually fix this console. But before we actually begin with seeing if in fact something's wrong with this console, what we need to do is actually see if there is something wrong with the console. So first things first, we're going to check to see if once we plug in the power cord, the HDMI cable, if it actually boots up or if it gives us some type of an error or if you hear any noises on the actual console itself. Yeah, that being said, let's go ahead and start and troubleshooting this console and seeing if we can figure out what's wrong with it. Alrighty, so now we've got the console view here. I'm not sure if you can see this, but this console here, and let me close this blind real quick to get a little bit of shade. This console here, it is in pretty bad shape. I'm not sure if you can actually see that. By shape meaning it's pretty dirty. And why does it look like this? It's not focused properly. So it's in pretty bad shape, and with regards to how dirty it is. You have dirt all over these holes here. Definitely a lot of dirt at the top. I will be replacing this case here with a gray one I actually have here. So if we can actually repair this console, we're going to be replacing this with this. And also have the rest of the body as well back there. And yeah, let's check to see first what we can find here. Now, one of the things I can see here, once again, you can see that off the bat, it is really dirty. I can tell as well that the on this case here, the sync button's missing. It has been opened. This is broken here. That's broken, and the HDMI port itself is bent as well. So that HDMI port will need to be replaced. Other than that, it just looks to be really dirty on these ports, the HDMI port as well as the Ethernet port as well. So we are going to get those cleaned. Yeah, let's go ahead and test real quick to see, and I don't think we're going to be able to see anything because this HDMI port is bent. I'm pretty positive it's not going to display anything. And I've got a tester over here. So let's see what the tester tells me. So power cord's plugged in. Power cord's plugged in. HDMI port's plugged in. We're going to go ahead and hit the power button and see what it does. It looks like it's turning on. Nothing's being displayed though. And yeah, I'm pretty sure it is going to be due to the HDMI. It's going to be due to the HDMI port itself. It's on though. That I can say, it's actually on. Fans working. I wonder if it'll take a game. Let's see if there's a game in there. There's not one in there. We're going to put a game in there. It accepted a game. It's reading the game. I hear it spinning. Will the eject button work? Eject button work as well. So that we know it works. It's not displaying anything, and I'm pretty sure that it's due to the HDMI port. That being said, let's go ahead and get this Xbox console opened up. Let's replace that HDMI port and then we'll test again afterwards. Now that we've validated that I believe the issue will be that HDMI port, we're going to go ahead and take it apart, and then we're going to check the actual ports themselves using my microscope. And then, of course, we're going to validate any other component, or just look the overall components actually within the actual board to see if we see anything out of the ordinary that could possibly be burnt or may need to be replaced as well. Let's go ahead and take this apart. This console has been a roach infested console. This is gross. I'm not sure if you can actually see that, but that's actually a roach right there. That's not good at all. Alrighty, so this console, as you can see, has been roach infested. Look at this. Shit all over this. Basically the power button, wireless card. I don't have an ultrasonic cleaner so that I can put all these boards on there to get them clean. Only thing I can think of is I'm gonna have to replace all this because I'm not using these parts on this console, especially if I'm planning on actually selling it. I will take this off though. Maybe give me a bucket full of isopropyl alcohol and dip it in there. It's probably what I'm going to end up having to do. I'm afraid to what I'm going to find. I'm afraid to what I'm going to find inside this console. So this is actually the wireless card. That other one is just a Bluetooth card. I'm gonna have to do some deep cleaning here at my station. I'm trying to make sure everything stays in the same spot because, oh man. Alrighty. Now, moment of truth. Moment of truth. We still see shit here we see poop here from all the roaches. Alright, first things first, we got to take this hard drive out. Hopefully the hard drive's good. As long as I don't see roaches crawling out, I'm okay. If they're dead, I could deal with dead because then my house won't be infested. Oh, I'm sorry. I need to focus this over here. Took out the hard drive. It's okay. All right, next we're gonna take this, which I will clean as well with some isopropyl alcohol, and I'm taking this to my garage to get it cleaned. More roaches here. Dead roaches, more there. Yeah, all these pieces need to be cleaned. And then let's take this power supply. I'm sure this power supply is going to be, if there's an opening in there, roaches like the warmth. So I'm sure this power supply will be roach infested as well. Come on. This power supply used to be completely cleaned out. It's definitely going with the pile of everything I need to take to get cleaned. And I honestly don't want to take this board out completely just yet. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go ahead and pause this video real quick. I'm going to take everything downstairs to my garage, put everything in a bucket, and I'm going to go ahead and clean everything out right now with my air compressor and some of the boards, clean them out with some isopropyl alcohol. That being said, I'm going to go ahead and pause this video for y'all. It'll just be a second. I'll come back to do the rest here in a little bit. Alrighty, I'm back. Just got to clean most of all the parts. They're actually all over there. I did end up throwing away the actual case itself, the white case, the metal case as well, because there was just too much poop residue on it, and I couldn't remove it, not even with isopropyl alcohol. Maybe I should try like water and soap and scrub really hard, but I don't have a big enough tub for that. But maybe at a later time I'll try that. But for now, the actual cases themselves, as well as the metal case, that I have placed those in the trash for now. Of course, trash doesn't come for a while. I did also dip this board completely into a bucket of isopropyl alcohol. There was a lot of poop on there, and this I was able to clean out. I believe that there still is some alcohol on here in certain spots, certain areas of this PCB board, which I will use my air gun here to try to dry out of course, try to dry out the actual isopropyl, the IPA off of this actual board. That being said, let's go ahead and get to the repair of this actual video, and that I believe would be the HDMI port. Now, I did notice something though while cleaning this board. There was a brown spot in this area, and I actually want to take a look at it underneath the microscope, because I don't know what it was. Honestly, I don't know if it was residue from, the infestation that it was. It looks like it's flux, honestly. It is flux. I wonder if somebody's actually attempted previously to replace the HDMI port, but the HDMI port's over here. Why would the flux be all the way over here? So what I'm going to do is I'm actually warm that up real quick with my hot air gun. We use some Q-tips and try to get that cleaned. I don't like seeing that at all. I do not like seeing that at all. Would this fit? Yeah, that'll fit. Let me warm this up real quick. Of course, I'm not warming it up to desolder or anything. I just want to get all this flux out of the way. I'm like, why is there a flux all the way over here for? That being said, since we're already in the microscope, let's take a look at this HDMI port. Oh yeah, this port definitely needs replacing. This is definitely the reason why, one of the reasons why there's no image. I don't know if you guys can actually see that. I hope you can. Yeah, definitely needs replacing. All right, let's go ahead and get this HDMI port replaced, and then we'll take a look around this actual board afterwards. Now this board is pretty thick, so and I know a lot of people they dislike having to use low melt solder. I personally prefer it because it allows me to remove this port a whole lot faster. I want to make sure you guys can actually see that. There we go. Alrighty, let's go ahead and get this HDMI port replaced. First things first is we're gonna go ahead and add some low melt solder to this. Before we do though, we gotta add some flux. This is just to allow the flow of solder within the actual joints. Alrighty. Let's go ahead and get this HDMI port out of here. You gotta let it sit there when you're using low melt solder to make sure that the low melt solder actually gets into the joints themselves. I forgot to turn on my my fume extractor. Give me a minute here. There we go. There we go. Now let's do the bottom side. All right, let's add some flux. Alrighty, plenty of flux on there. Low melt solder. Reason why we're using low melt solder is because we need to lower the melting temperature when using our heat gun when trying to remove this HDMI port. So we need to lower the melting temperature of the actual solder to be able to get this HDMI port out. So what I'm doing now is I'm fusing low melt solder with the unleaded solder that's in there, which unleaded solder takes, I would say, probably 3 times to 4 times the heat to be able to melt. Unlike low melt solder, literally it melts right away. So all I'm doing right now is fusing this low melt solder with the leaded solder that's on here. I mean unleaded solder that's already on here. And then we're going to clean it out afterwards. Alrighty, I think we've got it. Alright, so what we're going to do now is we're actually going to use our heat gun, and I'm going to move this fume extractor real quick out of the way. We're gonna use our heat gun, point it at this, lift it up, and remove the HDMI port. I'm looking for my, I was looking for my thick tweezers, these here, pretty thick, so I can hold onto this while using this heat gun. Forgot to put some flux. That's okay. So right now I've got my temperature set at 760. That is Fahrenheit, and airflow at 100%. There we go. That easy and simple. We got the we got the HDMI port completely taken out of here using low melt solder. This HDMI port definitely needed to be replaced. It's in the trash bin now, and now we got to clean this out. Is this too bright for y'all? I think it is. Let me lower the exposure on this. Is that good? Not too sure. I think that's good. Alrighty. So now what I'm going to do is, of course, mix. Actually, just clean it up real quick because I already got it in there with low melt solder. So we're going to go ahead and get this cleaned up. Before that, though, I need to put some a little bit more flux on here. Clean flux. Let's get this cleaned up. All right, that's done. Let me go ahead and clean the top portion. We're gonna clean it up, and then I'll also remove the solder from the bottom as well. Let's clean the bottom. Yep, bottom also needs some cleaning. Just a tad bit of cleaning. I got 3 left. I need to place an order over in AliExpress for some more of these. All right, we're done. That's it. No, I'm just playing. We're not done just yet. You gotta go ahead and get this soldered. Oh man, and I keep forgetting to remove this thing out of the way, which makes the picture not be very, very visible either. And I need to remove this top one off. All right, so what I'm gonna do now is I'm just gonna put some solder up at the top real quick. Let me make sure my tip actually does not have any more low melt solder on there. So I'm cleaning it real quick with my aluminum brush. Let me get some of this leaded solder. And what I want to make sure is that this has a little bit of an elevation. I want to make sure that nothing at the bottom is pushing this thing up. Nothing's pushing it up. Let's put some solder on here. If it gets bridged temporarily, that's fine. You know what I forgot? Ooh, that's my fault. That is completely my fault. I forgot to put some flux on here. Okay, I at least got that. Let's go ahead and get these legs. Leg number 1. Why does it keep moving? Oh, I can move that out of the way now. Leg number 2. All right, let me turn it around. Flux. There you go. Legs are all soldered. Let me clean this up. There we go, it's cleaned. And let's finish the top. Legs are soldered. Let's make sure that the solder is actually spread out evenly. Put a little bit more flux. Legs look good. Turn on the fume extractor, turn it off. Let's clean this up one more time. Alrighty. Let's check these pins to make sure that they're solid. Solid. Solid, solid, solid. It's blurry for you guys. Awesome, they're solid. Now let's validate with the multimeter to make sure that none are actually bridged. Let me make sure I'm actually touching them. Okay, not bridged. Not bridged. Good. Good. Looks like I do have two of them that are actually bridged here. Yep, I see the bridge as well. I don't like the way it looks. All right, let's check again. Alrighty, they are good now. So what I'm going to do now, let's go ahead and put this board together. We are going to clean as well this thermal paste. We're going to also go ahead and get this thermal paste completely cleaned out here. Add some new thermal paste, and then start putting this back together. Back to back. Alright, let's do this. All right, let's go ahead and get the heatsink cleaned. Alrighty, we got the heat sink. The heat sink is already cleaned as well. We're gonna put the fan on this, and then we're gonna start putting this back together. I did try to clean this fan completely. I did also dip it into isopropyl alcohol. This is as clean as I'm gonna be able to get this fan. Any cleaner than that, unfortunately, I won't be able to. Let me figure this out here. Just go like that. Trying to figure out if this is how it actually goes. I believe it is. Actually, I'm going to put the fan afterwards because I'm not too sure right now exactly how it goes. I still got dust on some of these items still, and I hate it whenever my station gets like that. I know that it's meant to get dirty, but I'm very particular with how my station looks, and I don't like it. I believe we're at a stage right now where we can actually test. Only thing I need to do is actually put this board on here. For the power button. And this board here for the Wi-Fi. Let's plug the HDMI cord in. Awesome. And the power cable. Awesome. Everything is currently plugged in. Let's turn this thing on. Let's test. Okay, we hear a beep. Fans on. Fans on. We see an Xbox logo. We got image. We've got image. We've got a picture. Let's see if it'll actually boot all the way through though. We got it to boot, but what is it going to show? You only need the internet for this, okay? It doesn't look like you're connected to the internet. Check your connection. We don't have a controller synced to it. Subscribe. Don't forget to subscribe. Now we're gonna connect and see what it does. Update. More good stuff. I'll wait for what's going on in a minute. I don't know how long this update's going to be. So for now, we're gonna go ahead and turn this off. I need to put it back together. And we'll get back to this update right afterwards. So that's good news. We were able to get an image out of this particular console. Looks like everything's working thus far. I'm gonna go ahead and put this console together fully and then come back and completely test this console. This console all put together now. We're gonna go ahead and test to make sure everything works. I will say I did not see whenever I chose this case, I did not see that I actually had damages here. where the CD actually gets inserted. It looks like somebody tried to pry a CD in there or something. I'm not too sure, with like a screwdriver of some kind, and dented the case itself. So I didn't pay attention to that. But overall, I think this case is a whole lot better versus the Roach Infested case that the console itself, all the components were in. We're turning the console on right now. Testing one last time. We'll do the update. And then once the update's done, we will come back and fully test this console afterwards. Alright, we got the console logo. Awesome. Alright, so what we'll do is we'll run this update, and then we'll let it finish. Come on. There we go. We'll let this update run. We'll let it finish. For me, it'll be, I don't know, however long an update normally takes. So I'll let this run. It's 3.9 gigs. It'll probably take about, I would say, maybe half an hour, maybe to an hour. We'll let this run, and then once it's done, we'll come back. For me, it'll be, of course, that period of time. For you guys, it'll just be a second. I am back. The update actually finished for this console. We went ahead and did a full factory reset versus a full factory reset versus just completing the update. The update finished, but then it had several profiles after it completed that I decided to go ahead and just do a factory reset, and now I've actually logged in and use one of my accounts, test account, to see if it'll get us to the dashboard, which looks like it did. It did, and we should be able to get to the dashboard now. Well, what I'm going to do is just test to see if it'll read a game. Come on, come on. All right, looks like we should be getting home now. Where's the game? What did I do with the actual game? Here it is. We're gonna insert this game. I know that it takes it in, but will it read it? There we go. Game's inside. Let's see if it'll start a download. There it is. And it'll eject the game as well. It connects to the internet. Sync button works. Everything's fully functional. This console is done. If you stayed in tune and actually watched this video, thank you very much. Do me a favor, go ahead and hit the like button, as well as hit the subscribe button as well, and the bell notification. That way you get notified every single time I actually upload a video. Once again, thank you for actually watching this video, staying in tuned, and I will see you on my next video. Later, guys. Peace.